Good morning, everybody. We are back with another episode of Story Times with Essential Oils for Moms. I am Bonnie Donahue, and you can find me on Facebook at Essential Oils for Moms and on bonniedonahue.com. And we have a very interesting person on today. So we were just talking before this got started, and this person is a beautiful woman doing it a little bit different than anyone else in our team. So I'm really excited for her to share her unique way of using essential oils and growing the business. She has been one of our top enrollers. So that means she is sharing oils with a lot of people, getting the oils in the hands of a lot of families. And a lot of women are learning from her. She has a homestead, and she deals with and has horses, and she's been using the oils all around her horses and homestead. And I'm just going to let her share everything that she's been doing and what's been working with her and a little bit about her clients, because it's interesting, and there's not a lot of people that are doing this, I don't think. So let me introduce Deborah Verga as she shares her story and a little bit about her and how she got started with oils and just sort of your uniqueness. I want to hear all about it.
Sounds good. Hi, Bonnie. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Yes, my name is Deborah, and I live on a horse ranch in California. It's absolutely gorgeous here, and the beauty of my ranch inspires me to be creative and very artistic. And also, it goes along with me being very natural. I've always been very naturally minded, and so it just kind of all ties together for me. I have a daughter. We homeschool. I also blog and share photos of a day in the life on my ranch in a series I do called My Morning View on my website, Hens, Horses, and Homesteading. And you can also find me there on Facebook as well, where I share everything. But yeah, my biggest drive is horses. I'm very, very passionate about horses. Our whole family is. And I've just been a horsewoman for pretty much my whole life. And my true calling and passion is to work in horse advocacy and to help senior horses that have found themselves in a bad situation and they need a soft place to land. So having a horse sanctuary is actually my driving force, one of my driving forces behind what I do. A lot of the women that I deal with are over 40 and have horses just like me. And it is very unique. And I absolutely love it because I've been there, done that. I understand the things that they have going on in their lives, either challenges that they are facing right now or challenges that they're going to be facing. And so I have kind of a unique perspective with being able to relate to them and help them through various parts of their journey. And then, of course, having horses, I use the oils with my horses. And, horses being herbivores and being very kind of sentient, natural beings, the oils work very well with them in helping with all sorts of issues and situations to help them with their health and wellness. So, yeah, it's very exciting, and I absolutely love what I do.
So, first of all, again, thank you for getting on. I know that you said it's outside your comfort zone, so thank you. But
totally.
for us listening, so like I've never been rode on a horse, besides a petting zoo or one of those things. So for someone brand new listening, but then also someone who might be, they already have horses, but they're thinking about trying essential oils, or they're not sure like where to begin. What are some of the basic things that you do with your horses and oils? I think that's really
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the things that you can do is you can head over to my website and go into my blog, and I have a whole post that I did on essential oils with horses that kind of takes you step by step how to use the oils aromatically, topically, and internally with your horses in a safe manner. So, of course, I only use doTERRA essential oils with my horses because I'm only going to use the best, just like I would with my family.
Absolutely.
And it's all about introduction. You never, ever want to take an oil and just use it straight on your horse. I use them on my dogs, too. With any animal, you don't want to use it straight on them. You want to introduce them to it. They're very in tune with what they need, and you're looking for a reaction from them. You're looking for various signs, such as a horse will do this thing where they lick and they chew, which tells you that they're accepting. They'll lean into you. They'll take deep breaths. If they pull away, if they pin their ears, they walk away, they don't want to be near you, you don't use that oil. It doesn't mean that oil can never be used on them. It is just not necessary right now. So I'll give you an example of an oil that I use. So I use lavender a lot. I have an Arabian who is a senior, of course. And he is a rescue, and he's green broke, which means that he has very little training on him. And he came from a very bad situation. So he's very spooky, and he just has a lot of baggage that he brings with him. Well, he also brings some injuries with him. And one of the injuries he has is a stifle injury. And it makes it very difficult for my farrier to do his back feet when he's trimming him. He gets very anxious when his feet get lifted. He gets anxious because he's a nervous wreck about being confined, but he's also anxious because he has this injury. So I will actually use lavender oil with him to settle him down when my farrier gets ready to go to his back end to do his feet. And he literally leans into me and he smells that oil and he takes a deep breath and his ears soften and his neck softens. And my farrier can pick up his hoof and go ahead and do what he needs to do. That's just an example of how lavender can help horses, right? And so it's the same with people too. If people have anxiety, they need to relax, or they just feel overwhelmed, just having an oil that's very calming does a lot to the psyche and to bring your body back down again. So it works the same with animals as it does with people. And I use it for my dog as well.
Huh, I love that. That's really cool that you or your horse brought into that. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I'll give you another example with my Siberian Husky. So I have a Siberian Husky who's older, and he has actually a collapsed trachea. And what that is you have like rings, if you will, in your windpipe. And because of age, in some dogs, they can tend to collapse. And so one of the things that happens to him is he has these horrible coughing, gagging fits. And it usually happens after he's been drinking water. So what I do is I take my breathe oil, and when it starts, I put my breathe oil right underneath his nose, and he will lean into it and he'll pull back and the gagging stops. Because what the peppermint and the different oils that are in that breathe open up his airways and allows that trachea to re-expand again. Yeah, they're amazing. We've had amazing success with animals.
Wow. I mean, I love what you said, that they're so in tune, because that makes sense. That's really
they just are. They look for it. When he's having one of his fits, or he's getting ready to have one of his fits, a lot of times he will lean over. He knows we have the bottles all over the house. So I'll have full bottles, I'll have empty bottles, I'll have whatever I can in pretty much every room he's going to be in, so I can grab it quick if he starts to have one of these reactions. And there's nothing medically that can be done about it. It is what it is. It's something he just has to live with. So this is a way that I can ease that anxiety for him and ease the reaction to whatever's happening that's making his windpipe collapse at that moment.
Wow. And so as we were talking, comments about your site. So I put your site up again. And so do you have a post on dogs too, or just horses?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you go to my website, Hens, Horses, and Homesteading.com, it's actually just Hens, Horses, Homesteading.com. The and is left off the website. And you go into my blog. I have all sorts of blog articles on essential oils, and I have one specifically for horses and one specifically for dogs. And if you want to learn more, you can go over to my Facebook group, which is HHH Essential Oils Education. HHH Essential Oils Education, and you can request to join there. And this is just one of the things that I kind of specialize in, is using the oils with horses and with dogs, because I'm so passionate about animals and nature, and just not only making people feel better and help them on their health and wellness journey, but help their pets as well.
Right. I love that. So now let's talk about you for a second. So what are some of the favorite oils that you like to use on yourself?
Like everybody says, it's like, it's really, really difficult to narrow it down, but I'll kind of give you a little bit of a background about me. So a couple of years ago, my health was suffering. I was having some problems that were being brought about by just good old-fashioned aging and hormone imbalances. And the hormone imbalances pretty much started after I had my daughter, and just progressively got worse. And it got to the point where I was headed for a very invasive surgery if something wasn't done about it. So I was very anemic, and I was having a lot of problems. I've always been very naturally minded. I have nothing against medications, doctors, all that kind of stuff. But if I can avoid taking a pill or doing a procedure, I'm going to do it. And so at this time, I didn't know anything about essential oils whatsoever. And the doctor suggested, because of where I was heading, that I needed to go on some medication to try and get this under control. It was either that or you're going to have surgery. Those were my two options. So of course I did it and wasn't thrilled about it. Knew I didn't want to stay on it long term, but I went ahead and went for it. And yeah, it worked. It definitely settled things down. Yep. Got me to the point where I didn't need to have surgery. But I was on it for about 2 years, and my prescription was coming up for renewal. And I knew I didn't want to stay on it anymore. And at this point, I had started to learn a little bit about essential oils. And so I thought, I'm gonna give something else a try. And I had, when I was researching essential oils, I had a very good friend who I had asked, I put out a post, because I'm all about social media. So I put out a post to a bunch of my friends, hey, what do you guys know about essential oils? Because it's like one of those things, it's like I was putting something out into the universe, I wanted something else, and something was coming back to me. I kept seeing essential oils everywhere, right? Kind of like when you're in the market for a car and all of a sudden you start seeing new cars all over the road, right? Or you decide that, oh, I want this kind of car, and then everybody's got that car, and you're like, whoa, it's like one of those things. So essential oils were everywhere. So I put out a post, hey, what do you guys know about essential oils? And of course, I got the gamut from everybody. Oh, I have one friend, I have one friend who's a really good, trusted friend. I very much respect her opinion. And she put one word on my post. She said, doTERRA. That's all she said. That's all I needed to hear, because I really trusted what she had to say. So I knew about doTERRA, but not in great detail. And I knew very little about essential oils. I just knew, to me, when I heard the word doTERRA, not really knowing much, I kind of felt like the Nordstrom of whatever they were. Like they were the high end, but I didn't really understand why. I just kind of had that feeling. So I took 4 months. I did research, because that's how I am. I'm type A, detail-oriented research. I want all the details. I want all the science. I want everything. I want it all before I make a decision. It took me about 4 months, and that's when I found out about the lifelong vitality vitamins. And I started reading all the reviews about that and all the research that went into those. And at this point, I hadn't been supplementing, because I didn't even want to take supplements. I didn't want to take anything. And that was kind of part of my problem. My body was needing something else, and I wasn't providing it. You know, your chemistry kind of changes about every 10 years, at least for me. That's what I've noticed with my body. And as my chemistry kept changing, I wasn't doing things to help and support my body. So in addition to the hormonal imbalances, other things just weren't working right. So that is actually my #1 favorite product. So that's why I started with doTERRA, because I wanted to see if I could get off medication, start to make myself feel better. I mean, I had no energy. It would be 2 in the afternoon, and I felt like I could just stand there and close my eyes. I felt like I was going to fall asleep. I felt like I was coming unglued. Didn't know who I was. I was getting in a really depressed state. I mean, the hormones were really taking a hit on me, even with the medication keeping me at bay from surgery. Mentally and emotionally, things were not going right. Things were not meshing anymore. So it took me about 4 months, and then I joined doTERRA. I got the Natural Solutions Kit, because the Lifelong Vitality was included in that kit, plus all the oils that I wanted to use. Plus, I was like, oh, I can start making over the house. I can make over the medicine cabinet. I can get these with the horses, the dogs, the daughter, the family. You know, I could just do everything.
That's a great kit.
Yeah. Yep. I love that kit. I absolutely love it. It just gives you a really good intro to like all the cool things you can do with doTERRA. So I really loved it. Very cool kit. So I'm not kidding. The minute that kit arrived, I tore into those vitamins like nobody's business. I ripped open that package and I just started taking them. And I swear to you, and I'm not kidding, not everybody's going to be this way. 3 days. It took me 3 days to have amazing results from those. I mean, all of a sudden I realized I have energy, and I didn't feel like a cuckoo anymore. It's just like stuff just started to click.
Though, yeah.
Yeah, it was just really good. So anyway, it took me about a full month on them to really start having this consistent, like, good feeling about myself. And my head was, the fog was clearing, and the energy was coming back, and the cycles, and just the cycles of not the cycles, but the cycles of my body, just kind of the flow of how I was going day in, day out was better. So the next thing I got was the women's kit. Heard a lot about the women's kit, the phytoestrogen, the bone nutrient, and the Claricom. And I started using that. And I'm very happy to say that I am on no medication today. My cycles are like clockwork, and I don't need surgery. So it was just total blessing. Yeah.
That's a transformation blessing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, when I'm dealing with women that are over 40, I know what they're coming up against or what they're in. And then on the opposite side of that, with menopause, I'm, premenopausal, not menopausal, but I see that road and what that can be like emotionally, mentally, physically. And so that's why, like, my passion, I love empowering women to live their life naturally. Okay. And I have women of all ages on my team, from super young to ladies that are in their 70s. And I'm able to help them because of all the stages in life I've been through and where I've headed. But I'm really focused on the women over 40, because there's just something about when you hit your 40s, how things start to change. And I want to make them feel better, and I want to be able to provide solutions for them to help empower them and give them choices. And so that's why one of the things that I remember I mentioned to you was I never refer to the people that I help as my customers. They are my clients, because I'm not selling them a product. I'm changing their life. I'm giving them options to do something different with themselves. Yeah.
Wow. You're going to, after you get off, come back on and check the comments. I don't know if I don't know if they're going to be compliant, so come back and check on your. Am
I okay compliant right now? Am I being okay compliant?
Yes, very good.
Okay, I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, and I love that what you offer a personal story, a personal experience, feeling that way, and now feeling this way. You have the confidence that, like, trust me, I've been there. This is what I did, and this is what's happening.
Absolutely. My number one thing is to go belly to belly with people. So I'm building my business completely online because I live in a very small community that is saturated with essential oils. And I have a handful of people that I have here that are on my team. But for the most part, I've been online since 2012 with Hens, Horses, and Homesteading. So it was just a natural progression for me. My favorite thing to do is to get on the phone with people and talk to them and make them realize, I don't bite, and I'm full of information. And I'm more than willing to help you and to talk to you about what's going on, because more than likely I've already been there, whether it's been with my horses, my dog, or myself. Mm-hmm. And if nothing else, I leave them feeling empowered, like they have choices, they have options. And I've made so many friends being in this business. I can't even tell you, from you and the team to all my clients. I mean, it's just amazing. Like, I feel like I've known these women forever. It's crazy. And it's such a cool community.
Well, because we've talked about that in every video. And I think part of that too is when you start talking to someone, let's say it's about products, right? It's when your clients, you quickly find out almost everything about them because you have
totally
health, which is very personal, and you connect on a level that you're not going to, sometimes you don't even know about your own, neighbors, because you don't talk about that, and
right.
With the business too, we go into, personal things, even finances, of how we're going to change lives. And so quickly, everyone's an open book because they want to be helped, and that relationship is strong because about each other.
It's so strong. It's amazing. And the financial aspect too, because a lot of women over 40 start hitting a wall in their careers. There's bad things that happen in certain careers where you kind of get aged out of things. And to be able to offer women an opportunity like this, let me tell you my commute, okay? So I live in basically the greater LA area, and the commute in LA is, it could be, at one point I was driving an hour and a half to work every day, many, many moons ago when I was in a corporate world, okay? My commute now goes from my bedroom to my home office with big picture windows that overlook my horse pastures. And this is what I get to do day in and day out. Yeah. And if I can provide that for somebody else so they can do that, I homeschool. So I get to homeschool my daughter, and my business works all around that. I mean, if I can open that option up for somebody else, I mean, nothing makes me happier. I mean, it's just so cool when you see somebody else on your team light up because you help them get somewhere or you're helping them go somewhere. Very cool.
I love it. And you are going to inspire so many women just by sharing your own story. So, okay.
I hope so.
When you first got started, you could have got started with just the being a wholesale customer, right? With just getting the discount. But you to go in as an advocate. So walk us through your decision with that.
Sure. So like I said before, totally type A, I need all the information, all that kind of stuff. Once I make a decision, I'm in, I'm all in. And so, I had plenty of time to decide how I wanted to do this. When I first, put out that word, what are essential oils, you guys? Let me know, your thoughts on. I had no idea there was a business behind it. No clue, right? So I'm just doing my thing here, plugging away, whatever. And then I'm doing my research. And all of a sudden there's this thing between a wholesale customer and a wellness advocate, two terms that I really was not even familiar with. And I just started doing more research. I'm like, wait, I can help people and make money at the same time? No, that's not possible. Again, that 4 months of research really paid off. And so when I bought my kit, I didn't even sign up as a wholesale customer. I went straight for wellness advocate. I clicked that button. I'm like, I'm in. I'm doing this because if this works for me, I'm going to tell the world about it. Because it's like with anything, right? If I go see a really good movie, I'm going to tell my friends about it. If I use a great curriculum that I love, I'm going to tell my friends about it. And guess what? If I'm using one I don't love, I'm going to tell them that too. Okay. So it goes both ways. And so that's why I decided, well, you know what? Why not? I have absolutely nothing to lose. And if I love it, if this is going to work for me, then I'm going to tell people about it and I'm going to help them. And that's exactly what happened. And what it ended up morphing into was kind of my why. I was trying to figure out, why am I doing this? The main goal was, I need to get healthy. I have a child to take care of. I have horses to raise. I have a sanctuary to open. I have all these things and I need to get myself in a good place, right? So that was number one. And you can't help anybody else if you don't help yourself first. You just can't. So I did that. Then I was like, okay, why exactly? What is the main reason for the financial aspect of this? And there's actually two. The first one is to leave a legacy for my daughter. Okay, I'm showing her things and teaching her things that are going to impact her life for the rest of her life. And by being able to build this empire and leave this legacy for her, will give her the best start in life, because she can decide to cash it out. She can decide to keep running with it. She can do whatever she wants to do with it. And knowing that when I step off this planet, she's okay, drives me more than anything. Okay. The second thing is selfish. I love horses and I want to help horses and I want to continue horse advocacy at a level that I'm not able to do at this moment. I want to take it to the next level. I have a beautiful ranch right now with a couple of bratty horses out there that are living the high life. They live better than most people. So I want a pasture full of them. And I want senior horses that have nowhere else to go, that people have dumped. And I want to get them out of the slaughter pipeline. And I want to give them sanctuary and spoil the heck out of them and let them live their lives. So it's really twofold. It's helping horses, which is my passion, and it's helping my daughter.
Wow, I don't think that's selfish at all. I think that someone needs to take care of and raise these horses. And I bet, people will be lining up just to live in your backyard.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Like, oh, come take care of me. And I can help your own energy, because you have, like you said, you have a legacy to create. You need energy to do that. Yes.
And I was not going to get there the way I was feeling before I started doTERRA. Yep. Not at all. It's given me such inspiration and such hope, and the personal development and coming here and being outside my comfort zone and knowing that when I connect to people one-on-one over the phone, this is what I am with them. This is what I do with them, right? But being on social media and posting, I write very well and it comes across well, but there is something about that face-to-face, And so when you invited me to do this, I'm like, I have to do this because this is another stage of my growth. It's another place I need to go so I can connect with more people, because this is how I connect with you. This is how I found you. It's, doing this kind of stuff, seeing you speak and share your story. So I'm like, why wouldn't I do that?
Now you are.
Now I am.
Wonderful. On camera, I could just sit here and listen to you all day. I'm like, oh,
you're done.
Energetic. It comes across too on video and in writing too, but on video when you can see your face, you have so much passion. Like, much passion.
Absolutely. Very, very driven. Physically, I haven't felt this good since probably in my late 20s. And emotionally, I haven't felt this good in years. I mean, years. Just, I have not been in such a good, uplifted mental state in years. And it's so crazy that my one friend putting that one word on my timeline, doTERRA, made all the difference. And it's not hokey and it's not fake. It is 100% swear to anything you want. This is how it is for me. And it drives me. I mean, I am driven. I sleep very little. I get up at the crack of dawn. I go to bed late at night, and I am not tired because I feel good with what I'm taking and how I'm living my life and how it all meshes with the whole natural thing, but also because I'm passionate about what I do. When people text me and say, oh my God, Deborah, I just tried and wow, or I get the PMs or the emails, or people are posting pictures. I mean, the smile could not be any bigger when I'm seeing this stuff. And it's like, are you kidding? I help them get to that? Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah.
I think we froze up for a second. I think we're good now. Okay. I love that. As we were talking, you kind of covered up how doTERRA affected your life and your goals. Do you have anything to add to those?
Well, my goal is this year by September, I'm going to hit diamond. That is my, I chose September because that's my father's birthday. He passed in 2014 and he meant the world to me. And I wanted to pick a month where that was going to happen. And then ultimately on to presidential. I mean, I'm all in, I'm not stopping. And here's the thing. I think sometimes people can look at this business or people in this business and go, oh, they're going for a goal. Oh, that's so salesy. And then other people look at it as it's not that way. And I want to tell you, it's not salesy, because if I get to certain goals and I reach certain goals in my business, you know what that means? It means I helped a whole hell of a lot of people. And I don't get there because I'm selling you some stinking product. I'm getting there because I'm selling you a way to change your life. I'm selling you the concept of a new way of doing things that is better for you and makes you happier, healthier. You're going to spend less money doing it. I mean, an ounce of prevention is well worth more than any pound of cure ever could be. And so by doing this and teaching people how to take matters into their own hands and try different things, it empowers them, which then empowers me, and I empower more people. So it's like this really awesome cycle of empowerment. Yes, and I absolutely love it. So if I'm not hitting a rank, if I'm not setting a goal and hitting a rank and getting there, then I've failed because I am not helping enough people. So when I say I'm going for diamond in September and I'm ultimately headed for presidential diamond, and I'm going to have this big, beautiful organization and this big, beautiful legacy to leave my daughter and all these beautiful horses in my pasture, that means I've helped thousands and thousands of people. And that is just going to be phenomenal.
And you're going to do it. Wow. If people aren't enrolled, they better jump on to roll with you. Like, I'm not joking. I can listen to you all day. So last question. So if someone's here listening and they've never tried essential oils before, what advice would you have for them? Or what would you
do? It. Because here's the thing. Try it. You hate it. You return it. doTERRA has the most amazing return policy. You try it, you love it, and your life is going to be forever changed. Okay. It's that simple. It's seriously that simple. Nobody returns it. It's too awesome.
Oh my gosh, Deborah, you're awesome. I'm so glad you got on. Like,
thanks, Bonnie. Me too.
You like need to have your own channel. You're so good.
Oh, you're
follow you around the ranch.
This makes me feel much better because this is a great jumping off point for me. Now I got to do lives all the time.
Yes, you do.
Now I got to go on.
So all the people that go to your page, tell her to go do a video. We want to see the horses, and you have a lot to offer. A lot.
Yeah, and yeah. You know what's funny?
No.
Yeah, thank you. I do need to get out with the horses more because they are absolutely gorgeous and they're angelic and they're funny. They do the craziest stuff. I'll be out there with my oils and they'll just do funny things, and you should see them with peppermint. It's insane. It's insane. It's almost dangerous.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You are awesome. I'm really glad we did this. And I mean, you are just full of beauty and confidence and health and energy, and that just comes across. And so thank you so much. And I know you've helped women that are listening to this and who will listen to the recording. Yeah. I just appreciate it. And so thank you for everything that you do. Thanks for sharing.
And thank you for being the awesome leader that you are and just helping kind of guide all of us. And really, thank you a year ago for being the presence you were online so I could find you and become a part of all of this.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right, have a great day, and thank you, Deborah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.